it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we up in here, man. The Nerve of You podcast coming at y'all on a lovely, lovely Sunday afternoon, actually, man. Happy Father's Day, to all the fathers out there, man. Shout out to y'all. Hope y'all celebrated today. Every day should be Father's Day, but I understand how the economy works. So, yeah. Hey, man, even if you just in a young person's life, man, you're a mentor, you're, stepdad, you're a football coach, you know what I mean? Whatever you do, you playing a masculine role. Shout out to y'all, man. And it's all good, man. This your day, celebrate it. And that's just what it is. Sitting here with the co-host that love to do the most, man. We got Rose in the building.
Hello. Shout out to all the fathers. You are appreciated.
Appreciate it. We got a hot topic, man. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of people like to iron this topic out about who's the alpha male, to a woman. Is the husband ultimately the alpha or the beta? Or is it her side dude? The dude that she did everything with in the past and gave him, X, Y, and Z perks. Or ultimately, at the end of the day, does the husband get crowned as the alpha? That's what we're going to chop it up about today, ladies and gentlemen. Is the husband the alpha or the beta?
I believe the husband is the alpha. On occasions, I do believe that some women settle for the beta male, and she decided to say, you know what, let me just go ahead and marry him. That's in her head is the beta male, because she couldn't get the alpha she wanted.
Break that down a little bit more.
So a lot of times, us as women, there's a push and pull of the men that we want and the men that want us. There's like a...
Go ahead.
Sorry. There's like a dilemma that we have, and sometimes we go for a man that's perceived as the alpha, but he may not want us on a commitment level of marriage. So sometimes, the beta that we perceive, he's like, I don't know how to explain it.
Is it like a settling thing with a woman? Like, do women feel like they settle for certain guys because they couldn't get the commitment from the guy they want? Or did the husband guy come in and do what he's supposed to do and grab the woman's heart, and she said, you know what, I was chasing the wrong thing, you're my alpha? Like, how do you think that works?
It was hard. It's hard to explain. I do think that I gotta think about it.
Because my thing is this: it's like, as you know, a lot of women, right? Once they get married, they get into the mode of vagina management for the husband. It turns into this like negotiation game of, okay, if he do this, if he do that, I reward him. Like a lot of women do it with the sex. Mm-hmm. Maybe other things, but the sex is the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. So we understand that before marriage, the alpha male in the woman's life, he was getting top perks, threesomes. He was getting sex whenever he wanted. For the most part, he was getting it the way he wanted. It wasn't as much vagina management before. But now with the husband, it's like, oh, now I gotta act a little prudish. Now I can't be as slutty as I want to be because I don't want to give him too much because he might settle in and not do what he's supposed to do.
I think it highly matters about how much the woman likes him. Like, I do think that a lot of women, I don't think a lot of women are marrying the man that they wanted. Like, they liked him. I don't think that that's the case. I think a lot of times when we seeing a lot of women that are single, they're single because they're not with the man that they liked, or the man that they liked did not like them enough to marry them. That is a very high achievement to me as a woman, is to get the man that she likes to like him. The man that she doesn't really like that, that's how she would treat him.
Well, my thing is, I can flip it and say it's the same thing for men. I mean, how many people in general, men and women, get their top draft pick? You see what I'm saying? It's very rare. You dig? It's very, very rare. So, we go through these things and phases and journeys in life that bring us to where we at. We make decisions, and maybe as a 18 or 21-year-old person, you had a criteria of this, that, and the third, whatever that was. Mm-hmm. But maybe as a 33-year-old woman, life hit us and we go through ups and downs and trials and tribulations. Now we're like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? I got to tighten up because it's slim pickings out here. So to me, I wouldn't even use the word settling. More or less, I would say, I wouldn't use the word settle. I would say, life put you on a path where you found where you was at in life on your level. You know what I mean? And if we can come in terms with that as human beings, I think our lives would be a lot better. Because the reality is, if we was good enough, or if we had all the tools to get our first draft pick, or whatever the case is, the one that we really wanted, we dreamed about every night, then, we would have had it. So, you got to adjust your sight group sometime in life. Like, you know what? That might not be my lane. But, a lot of people are delusional. Like my man said in the chat, adjusting to your appraisal. Mm-hmm. So for me, let me give you an example. For me, I always look through life through who I am and who I'm not. You see what I'm saying? So, maybe I would love to date Rihanna, but I'm not that, right? You know what I mean? That's just a fantasy. That's just a pipe dream. Mm-hmm. I got to adjust to who I am based on where I'm at in life, decisions I made, like I said, based on my mentality, et cetera, et cetera. But that's for me to settle into my spirit of who I am. I'm looking at my closet. I'm like, man, you know what I mean? So, yes, I could get to a point where I did so much bullshit in my life, some women are out of my league. Or I may not have enough education. I may not have enough money, da-da-da-da-da. You got to, like my man said, you got to adjust to your appraisal. So I don't think it's a bad thing. The relationship still could work. But typically, most people don't get their first draft pick. That's very, very rare.
We did.
And, funny, who's to say that even if a person get their first draft pick, that it's even going to work? That's not even guaranteed. So let's say somebody get married young. All right, boom, this the person she wanted, they wanted, da-da-da-da. And then, life happens, people grow apart. Now you end up with somebody else completely different. Mm-hmm. So, life go through phases. You know what I mean? We got these 7-year life cycles. I ain't going to get into all of that. But life go through phases where we do change as people.
I don't even think that a relationship can really work if the woman isn't liking the guy.
I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean,
I don't. The relationship in which a man is really pursuing her and she's like really not really making him feel like, even if he had the commitment on the silver platter, she's like, no, that's a problem. I do think men should be with women that like kind of go out their way to like to show them that they like them.
I mean, of course. I mean, there has to be some reciprocation. I mean, you got to understand, a lot of men get married for sex, constant sex. You know what I mean? Like, it may not be that love there where they get the tingly feeling when, they walk in the room and the butterflies and all that shit. It may just be an understanding, and that's a part of love too between two people. Like, look, we got the same values. We like each other enough. The sex is decent. Okay, let's go ahead and just do this thing. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people get married on that level. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I think some people get married on a friendship level. Like, they more friends than lovers. And that's cool too. They can connect intellectually. I don't look at it as one criteria for why people get married. Some people get married just because they want kids together. So, it's not always going to be this thing like, oh, I'm super duper in love and I'm getting what I want and all this crap. Sometimes, some people just do what they got to do because they realize, you know what, I'm tired of dating, I'm tired of this. You know what I mean? As long as me and you got an understanding, hopefully in due time we can grow together.
Because the reason why I'm answering the question like that is because I noticed that with the men that I liked, I believe that, to me, they were alphas. I think that they had an alpha personality. And even the ones that I didn't deal with all the way, they were still an alpha. It didn't mean that they weren't, because for me to even like him, he has to have that trait in my head. So I do think that it depends on how the woman views you. If she only deals with alphas, then I don't think he's a beta if he decides to marry her.
I mean, no.
Like that.
I'm not, well, let me go a little deeper. I've noticed that, not in our situation, but I've noticed that when a lot of women get married, right, this is when they want to manage the husband. Now, they didn't want to manage the alpha dude or whatever you want to call him that she been screwing for the last 3 years. She didn't want to manage him. He had his way. But once the husband gets married to the woman and give her that commitment, etc., this is when all the negotiation, the management, all of this comes about. And you got to understand, as men, because we do got pride and ego, whether good or bad, that's almost a slap in our face, because we like, whoa, okay. For an example, if I'm a husband and I'm asking for a threesome, and I've known you had threesomes before, and you tell me some BS like no, or you got to earn it or something. I mean, right there, at that point, we got to stop what we doing and we got to have a chit chat.
You're right.
That's for me, because I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Because right there, you let me know how you view me. You're not going to manage me, but that's my thing. I can govern and manage myself. Mm-hmm. But I've noticed that a lot of women, when they do get married, that's their way of, it's just female shit, controlling the husband. You see what I'm saying? A lot of women, matter of fact, a lot of women don't even want to marry that alpha dude that they can't control. They'll be like, no, I ain't gonna marry him. I'm gonna marry a dude that, a little bit more responsible, you know what I mean? He come home at night, da-da-da-da-da. But he ain't getting the same perks. And that's my only gripe with the women, is because it's like, look, this wouldn't even be a conversation if y'all wasn't trying to vagina manage and intimacy manage and food manage the husband like he's some type of child. You see what I'm saying? That's where I come in and say, whoa, you treating this guy like a beta. He put the commitment on you. He made you an honest woman. He forgave your past. all the things that people do when they settle down, he should get all the perks plus.
Yeah, that's true.
And especially these days, you got to think. For a lot of men, they getting with women or relationships or marriage with women, and they can never get a first with that woman. Let me break it down. They'll never get a first. So, for instance, the husband, he may not, let's say the threesome. That might be her fifth, sixth time. You like, damn. You know what I mean? We can't even, this ain't even sacred because you've been here before. Let's say anal sex. Oh, man, you've been doing that, since you were 16. That ain't sacred no more. I mean, I could go down the list of things, and it's just like a lot of men are starting to question marriage because it's like they saying, what am I getting? You know, obviously we know we're not going to be the virgin, but a lot of men, we want that sacred place, but it's like, damn.
Yeah.
I want to be first for something. I'm looking at the list like, hold on, man. I'm 4th, 5th, 6th down. Like you've been, and then on top of that, you want to manage me after you've been getting it in. So my thing is speaking for men, and I think most men would agree, is like, yo, that's the issue, and that'll make any man feel like a beta male once the woman start to try to manage him, because we know damn well you wasn't managing such and such in the past. Like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I want my perks. Thanks for that super chat, DJ813. Mr. Come Through. I feel like if men just focus on being well-rounded, they really won't have to worry about this alpha beta thing. Everything will fall in place. I agree. So, and thanks for that super chat, brother. So that's my only gripe about this. I don't think any husband should feel like a beta male. I mean, but what I'm saying is it's the woman that can make a man feel like a beta male. And this is where all the problems come in a relationship, because it's just like, whoa, I'm not trying to compare myself to the other dude, but once you deny me, the husband, the one I
did more for you and you giving me less.
Bingo.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's wrong.
So a lot of men, I mean, we hear about the sexless marriages. We're not even going to talk about all the cheating. Women disrespecting their husbands, and married women going on girls trips and all this crap. Like we hear about these things, and it's like, yo,
you got a point. You got a point about the sexless marriage, because with the sexless marriage, I do think that us as women did a lot. I mean, a lot sexually, that they don't have enough for their husband when they do.
Nada.
And that is sad.
Nothing.
That is so sad, because
Nada.
all of that sex that you was having with all the other men in your life that didn't care about you, you squandered your vagina mileage on them, and then you're telling your husband, no, not tonight. That's wrong.
Crazy. That's insanity.
At least turn around and just toot it up, and
that's insanity.
That's the least you could do.
So what I'm saying is, the husband may not be the beta, but it's the woman putting him in the beta place. This is why some guys online say, girlfriends are better than wives. And I may not agree 100%, but I understand the logic, because with a girlfriend, there's always that option to kick her out or leave.
Right.
And
she's chasing your commitment.
Yeah, that'll keep a woman on her toes. The girlfriend, like, all right, I'm going to keep you. But the moment, and this typically happens, the moment the marriage comes, this is when all the other shit, and it's like, yo, I'm not saying that every man go through this, because if you a dominant man, if you a man's man, you gonna be good in any situation. But some dudes get caught up in the rapture of it, because they just wasn't hip on the female that they dealing with. And a lot of women be scheming on dudes like, man, I got him. Once they get the commitment, they like, yes. And then they slowly, the cooking stops, the sex ain't as nasty no more, or all of a sudden she ain't coming to bed sexy no more. But it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's a woman's job to treat her husband like an alpha male, period. It's her job, and vice versa. It's a man's job to treat his wife like a queen. You know what I'm saying? Treat her like she's supposed, or a princess, like she's supposed to be treated.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's reciprocal, but a lot of times the women and like you know this, women like to manage men. You see what I'm saying? And for whatever reason, a lot of women do that, and it's like, yo, man, something is off, and it makes a lot of men feel like they inferior. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It makes a lot of men feel like, yo, you're not going to sit here and tell me with a straight face no when I know you have done this before. Mm-hmm. And I thought what me and you had was sacred. I thought what me and you had was, you know, a covenant. Right. But obviously, this is the type of stuff that brings, honestly, violence in relationships. Yeah. Because now it's like striking a match on a man's ego.
Oh, wow.
Until that fire come.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying?
That was a beautiful analogy.
Because if you think about it, as men, we do got pride. We do got ego. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, most men understand you ain't gonna find no virgin. But you know what I mean? You do want a woman where you can have some first with when you marry her. Like, damn, that was a great experience. We experienced that together. You know what I mean? We reached the heights of all heights, and we can talk about this forever. But in the back of that woman's mind, she been doing that for the last 5 years with old buddy. It means nothing to her. She faking it. A lot of dudes, I'm going to be honest, I might not agree, but I understand why a lot of men ain't going for the marriage thing. I really do. And I got to side with the men because at the end of the day, if the man isn't getting anything sacred, you got to understand the word I'm using, sacred. If he ain't getting anything sacred, why do it? If I'm going to get the regular degular, not even, if I'm getting less than a regular degular and I kind of peep that, it's like, okay, this is when the cheating starts. This is when the arguments start. This is when the resentment builds up. Because you keep striking that match against my ego, and you don't even know that you're doing it.
Yeah, you have every right to feel that way.
Indeed.
You do. You honestly do. That's wrong. I think it is wrong for us women to do that. Because we're chasing the carrot of a commitment, we're doing what the man that's just a boyfriend is telling us to do in hopes that if we do it, he'll respect us enough to give us the commitment that we want. And a lot of times, when you give, what makes you think that you could give somebody what they want and they'll respect you? That's a problem that we have too.
Let me go ahead and reset the pod. Yo, it's the Nerve of You podcast, man, coming at you on a lovely Father's Day Sunday. I'm sitting here with the lovely, beautiful co-host that's constantly doing the most. We got Rose in the building, y'all. And my man in the chat say he get flashbacks. Look, no, real. That's a little deep. But I understand, speaking as a man, I understand ego. I understand the bad side of ego. I understand the good side of ego. But a lot of women need to understand, too. Like, for instance, I'll give you some examples of beta husbandship. And I've been on both sides of this thing, too. I've had girlfriends that have introduced me to guys that they have slept with in the past, but didn't introduce him like that. And I'm thinking, is this a platonic dude? You know what I mean? Well, that's what she's saying. I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? Because men size each other up. I know the size up game. That's women putting the man in a beta male position. But I've been on the other side where women have introduced me to their boyfriends, and I'm knowing that I was just smashing her 2 weeks ago. So I understand the dynamics of the game, but this is where women go wrong because a lot of women are creating a very bad reputation out here, and a lot of men just don't trust women. Women, hold on. A lot of women don't understand that, yo, I understand you need to feel secure as a woman, but you supposed to protect me too. You see what I'm saying? You supposed to protect me as well. A lot of women forget about that. At the end of the day, they truly, truly do. So now we got these situations where a lot of men, they snapping and going crazy, but I understand why. I'm like, look at the position you put this man in. He's less of a man right now. You see what I'm saying? All because you didn't want to tell the truth, or you want to be slick, you want to be this, that, and the third. But men know men, players know players. Everybody know, you know what I mean, who's who. It's like, yo, if I'm out with my lady, if I'm out, when we go to a certain function, I swear to God, before we walk in this joint, you better tell me if you've been with the DJ. You better tell me you know the bouncer. You better tell me, all right, you know what I mean? Even if you see somebody in there, like, yeah, that's my ex-boyfriend, cool. I don't want no surprises. And I would give the woman the same respect. Like, yeah, that's my ex-girl. I might even introduce you, but it's all good. Now, that's having respect. That's just mature, grown people stuff. Everybody got exes or whatever. But you know what women do? Women don't say nothing. Women, like, a lot of women get a kick out of those type of interactions between men, believe it or not. A lot of women, in their mind, they want to keep a man in a certain spot. I'm not saying all women, but a lot of women do that, man, and that's foul. You see what I'm saying? So I think a lot of women bring it on themselves that they'll never get the commitment from any guy, because a lot of dudes is opting out. Like, yo, y'all women are grimy as hell. Bless you.
Thank you.
Y'all women are grimy as hell. Look how y'all moving. And the one thing a man not gonna go for is, when I finally put the ring on your finger, when I finally, commit to you or whatever, oh, you want to hit me with the whoopsie daisy.
What's the whoopsie daisy?
The bait and switch. The bound and overwatch. Like,
The bound and overwatch.
You wanna hit me with the banana in the tailpipe. All of a sudden, you want to manage my sexual habits. All of a sudden, no. Like, look, there has to be some respect and control in a relationship, but come on.
Look, my thing is,
I don't do the reward. Let me say this too. That whole reward based thing, that's the most disrespectful shit in the world that a lot of women try to pull. That's one bird that ain't gonna take off with me.
I think it's kind of necessary, especially in the dating field. In the marriage, no.
I'm talking about marriage. This shit is
okay.
about marriage.
Well, 80% of us is in the dating phase, trying to get to marriage. Not how many people are married? Not much.
But the podcast is about marriage. But go ahead.
Yeah. You're right.
But go ahead.
I'm saying that a woman do feel like, in order to show her appreciation by what you've been doing for her and how good of a man you have been to her, it's a natural thing to want to show him how appreciative you are by giving him sex, the type of sex he wants.
But I'm expected as a man on the first of the month to have that rent money, right? It can't be reward based for that, can it?
No, you're right.
I know, I'm dead shit. Or when your car needs some tires on it, I gotta get out there and change that flat. That ain't reward based, is it? And I can go down the list of things that men are required to do that ain't reward based. It's just expected of us. But I notice when it comes to the women, it's all these other asterisks and negotiations and things in place where women can just opt out, and that's why a lot of men ain't doing the marriage thing, because they realize, you know what, the deal is really not fair, because a lot of women have gotten lazy. So for instance, if that man got to get out, he got a sprained ankle, his back hurt, he still got to work that 50-60 hours a week, and I come home and you know how you walking up to the door, I don't smell no food, hold on, and I come in and you got a headache. What? So I still had to go out and get the paper, I still had to provide the rent, headache or no headache, but you couldn't have my hot meal ready, and women be doing stuff like this, then they don't understand why men go to strip clubs, why men go on guys trips and wild out, why men cheat, because we want that sacred place where, you know what, we can feel like a man. A lot of women do a piss poor job of protecting their husbands, protecting their men, making them feel like men. A lot of women drop the ball on that, man. And, you know, I don't know if it's a lack of training. They just don't care. They don't give a damn. They don't know no better, or all of the above. But what I'm saying is these things happen more often than not. And it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? What I got to do is non-negotiable. If it's 3:00 in the morning and you hear something downstairs, that ain't reward based for me to go down there and protect my family, is it?
No.
So, you know, this is why men have gotten so, not the only reason, it's one of the reasons why men have gotten so grimy, because they understand how grimy women have become.
I think women I think women have become that grimy.
Uncouth.
Yeah, you're right. I think women have uncouth. I think women have become that grimy because they have a chance to abuse the power that has been abused with them the whole time that they have not been married. By them, you know, because the men have the carrot, which is, yeah, I may marry you one day. Give me sex. Give me what I want. And then finally, when they get the carrot or whatever, and you may not be the man that did it to them by making them wait or whatever, earn it, whatever. So because of that abuse, then she takes it out on a man that's not.
A man that truly loves her.
A man that truly loves her, that was willing to give it to her, and now he gets that. And that's wrong. But had women closed their legs or only gave their body to, even giving their body to a man that is their fiance, the world would be a better place. Like showing a real commitment, because I do think that the more men say, oh, I don't want to wait until marriage, the more men will be marrying promiscuous women, and they will get that treatment.
Thanks for that cash app, Rel. I'm sorry. Thanks for that $10 super chat, Rel Connects. Shout out to you. The problem with that is women spend time chasing after the men that don't want to be married while having a bunch of men that want to marry them. I agree. To a certain degree, I agree. Look, the alpha, beta, husband, all of this stuff, you know what I mean? I think it's going to be relative to every situation, you know what I mean? But I do think once a man gets married, he's susceptible to be in that situation of being a beta male, depending on how the woman wants to be a wife. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, a man is not going to marry a woman to get divorced. I mean, that's just not going to happen or whatever. A man is not really trying to do that. Once a man finds a woman that he wants to be his wife, it's a whole different ball game. Like, she's the one that changed him. He's a different guy. You know what I mean? Da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, he just want order. He just want etiquette. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And I think it might be a good thing, to be clear. I think it might be a good thing that men that are married get more attraction to regular single women than a man that is single, because it puts it in a woman's mind that is the wife, that, wow, he is much more sought after in the world, because he's showing the world that I am a committed man, and women are going to want him. And that should put the battery in my back to be the right woman. That should motivate me to be a good wife to him because of the position I'm in. So that's probably a good thing. I used to look at it negative, but it's actually a good thing, because more women that are saying no to their husband, they need to know that a lot of women want your man when he's a committed man. He's a married man. A lot of women want him. So that alone should be enough to be a good wife to him, especially if he's being a good husband to you.
etiquette. I think that me personally, regardless of if other women want your husband or not, y'all have a, first of all, it's legally binded, but y'all made a covenant through God, through thick and thin, all of this stuff that y'all gonna ride out. So whether the husband gained 50, 60 pounds, 100 pounds, y'all sat there and made those vows. You shouldn't have said those vows. Even vice versa. You know what I mean? Women gain weight. Women don't look the same as they get older. But hell, y'all grow together. Y'all grow old, fat, ugly together. It don't matter. At the end of the day, y'all make it work with each other. Hell, hit the Stairmaster together. God damn it. But my thing is, it shouldn't take all that, because what I'm saying is, as a man, when things aren't going right, I'm gonna get all the blame. So a man doesn't really have the space for all these excuses. So my thing is, if I'm gonna give it 100% as a man, at least try, you know what I mean? Try my best to hold it down and hold it together as much as I can. All right, boom. You got to give it your 100%. But the way a marriage works, if y'all truly in tune, it might be times you got 60%. Okay. I'm gonna add your 40 to that. It might be times I got 30%. You might add my 70. That's really what marriage is about. Y'all pouring into each other. I ain't gonna get too deep into that, but I understand. All I'm saying is, I understand why a lot of men are opting out. The biggest reason men don't want to be married is like, why buy the cow and the milk for free? Women giving out sex left and right, so it's really no incentive to get married. Like, why should I do all of this when I can just go over Friday night, smash our brains out, smack on the ass and leave? But at the end of the day,
so graphic.
I'm just being honest. She wake up with a wet ass and then call the next dude. It's just how it is. Why would a man marry? Come on. But I'm saying that women, not all women. Let me get it. I don't want nobody in my comment section. But a lot of women are doing a piss poor job of even making the husband feel like an alpha. You know what I mean? Straight up.
Yeah, that's wrong.
And I believe that wholeheartedly, that a lot of women get very complacent for whatever reason, especially when they got a good dude. You know what I mean? It's almost like, I kind of understand why some dudes, you know what I mean, just go ahead and keep a woman on their toes the whole time, because that's the only way she gonna act right. Now, a real woman that's developed, mature, her maturity isn't stymied. She got etiquette. She's from a good family. A woman that got values about herself and all these other good things, you may not have to worry about that with her, because, she's seen what right looks like, and she understands she got to play her part. But a woman with a grimy heart, with a woman with unresolved issues, a woman that's overly cautious and paranoid and been hurt and disappointed and father issues and all this crap, yo, you don't know what's in this woman's heart.
That's true.
So that woman can go bad at any given time. You heard Jay-Z, once a good girl gone bad, she gone forever.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? She gone forever. So, it's one of those things that women have to understand. It's your job to make your man feel secure. It's your job to protect your husband just as much as he protect you. It's just protection in different ways. A lot of women don't understand.
And a lot of times in relationships, things may happen that over time, sometimes you lose respect for them if you do not tackle your issues correctly. You lose, a lot of things go down over time, and that's a problem with us in learning how to handle conflict, because if we don't handle it correctly, and I'm losing respect for you, you losing respect for me, it's like there's more negative than good, then I'm not gonna want to have sex with you. You're not gonna want to talk to me. There's a lot of things that problems will occur, but I guess the longer you stay together, then you're kind of forced to deal with the issues instead of leaving and going to find somebody else.
Well, I kind of understand what you're saying. I think that's a more different conversation because things do occur where you can break somebody's trust and your wife ain't gonna want to sleep with you. I mean, that's understandable. Or, you might cheat. She ain't gonna want to sleep with you. Or you're an outside kid. Or, you know what I mean? Or you're just being an asshole for no reason. Look, I'm not talking about that. You know what I mean? Like that got to be addressed. A man has to govern himself. A man has to understand, I'm not being my best. I'm not making my woman feel secure. I'm not really too much talking about that, even though that does happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes get comfortable and they get all into this control thing and they forget that the woman is a human. I'm not talking about that. I'm basically talking for the guys that's doing what they're supposed to do 95% of the time. Nobody's going to be perfect, but I'm talking about the guys that's doing what they're supposed to do to the T. I ain't talking about the shitty husbands because, they're going to get what they deserve in due time. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about the guys that went into the situation like, you know what? I'm going to do it the right way. I hung my jersey up. And I'm willing to put in the long-term work on myself and with my lady. That way, it won't end up in a divorce or whatever the case is, man. So, it's what it is.
Also, if you make a woman wait more than 2 years in the beginning and then you guys get married, she may pay you back by doing that. By that resentment of you making her wait for the marriage, she may resent you and say, okay, I'm going to give him the vagina on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Nah. Like this petty stuff like that. But humans are petty, and we think about the hurt that you put us through.
Well, y'all never had no smoke for the guys that y'all was screwing for 5 years.
Well, I got my hands on you, so you get the punishment.
And this is why men are opting out of marriage, and they treating y'all women, not no disrespect, they treating a lot of women as women are acting. That is just that simple. For every action, there's a reaction. So it's like this back and forth game between men and women. And all they're really doing is hurting each other for real. It's not really helping. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, the women like, y'all want to play like this? And the men like, oh, y'all want to do that? We're going to do this. And it's just this constant tug of war going back and forth. But, that's why there's so many damaged people out here. But at the end of the day, that ain't right. Like, that woman don't need to be married. Matter of fact, the guy that she gave everything to for 5 or 6 years, let that nigga fix the bitch. How about that?
Yeah.
Because he done racked up 250,000 emotional miles on a girl, fucked her head up, all this shit. And the husband got to be so much. After he got to be a therapist, he got to be a priest, he got to be a goddamn parole officer, he got to be a father, an uncle, a cousin, a brother, you know what I'm saying, a confidant. He got to be all these things because she done been with so many dudes that she fucked up on the inside anyway.
Yeah, and I think to answer the question, that's the real problem. The real problem is us as women are giving out our bodies, Indeed. Like candy, and we're giving out our sex, and it's not like it's a guy. I'm talking about boyfriends are getting sex on tap, like whenever he want.
Not even a boyfriend, just a nigga off of Tinder.
Or the guy that she wants the commitment for, so she's putting in extra miles just because she desires commitment from him. She's doing the most, and that is detrimental to your husband's sex life. I think every man should always remember that. The woman that you sleeping with, if that's not your wife, she is doing something that's detrimental to the husband's sex life that she ends up with, and you are participating in that. And it is what it is. To me, if we don't fix that part as women, then men are going to always go through that. Why am I not getting sex?
No. Men going to go through, I'm on to the next one. Look, it's simple, right? It's simple for me. To me, it's simple math. So if I marry a woman, and I don't really judge, but I got to put it out on the table. If I marry a woman and her last few relationships was cruddy, and, you know, I'm like, damn, man, that's foul, da-da-da-da-da. Nigga ramped up, mad emotional miles. So I'm looking at it like a car. Like, damn, I'm looking at the Carfax report. Shit got, 100,000 miles on it, da-da-da-da. Got some dents in the front. But I'm like, you know what? This still a serviceable car for me. My thing is, let me drive the damn car. You know what I'm saying? For real. Let me have my way with the car. I got this. I got your best interest. What happens with women is a lot of women don't understand that, sexually is important, but those emotional miles that women put on themselves, wasting time with dudes that didn't have their best interest at all, that's harder to wash away than the sexual miles to me. Those emotional,
you're right,
the emotional baggage, all of that shit, and this is what the husband got to deal with. And a lot of niggas is like, nah, you know what I mean? Let that dude fix you. You let this dude jack you up. I know women, and I ain't capping. I know women that have stayed in straight up, devastating physically abusive relationships. And, I felt bad. It was unfortunate, but a part of me was like, why? But then it's like, I know that I couldn't be with that person long term because I'm like, I'm never going to be able to erase that pain. And I know some days you're going to wake up, you're going to take it out on me. I know some days you're going to wake up and, you're just not going to be feeling well. You're going to shut down on me. I know that, if you don't do the work on yourself, hard body karate, that you're never going to get over that. So I'm sorry, like a man to be a fool, you either foolishly in love or you'll be a damn fool to marry a woman like that. Unless you truly, truly see the value in the future, because it's the emotional miles that get racked up on these women. You know what I mean? And it just is what it is, man. And I've been noticing this for a long time. I'm like, yo, I bumped into a lot of women that was just jacked up, and I understand why. Just jacked up for no reason, man. And it's just like I got to deal with this. Like, nah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of dudes is like, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? Now, some dudes might still see value in a woman. Like, you know what? I can buff this out and refurbish this. Some dudes is like, cool. Other dudes is like, nah. Because you know what? I'm a good dude. I wouldn't have did that to you. You put yourself in that situation. You went into that man's space. Let him deal with your ass. You know what I mean? A lot of dudes is on that kind of time. And I can't blame them. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I understand if I'm coming into a situation, functional, and you halfway functional or even dysfunctional, like, yo, man, if you ain't doing the work on yourself, if you ain't fixing yourself however you got to do it, if you ain't getting your mind right, if you ain't releasing some of that stuff, the dude got to go. You see what I'm saying? Because he's going to have to deal with that. No man wants to deal with another man's failures. You see what I'm saying? No man wants to deal with another man's punishment on a woman.
That's true.
No man want to deal with that. And as crazy as some of these niggas is, oh, hell nah. I know what some of these dudes be doing to these women. That's a Snapple top.
It makes me, what you're saying makes me think about sometimes the job has to get done regardless of if you don't want to do it or do. Like an example is this: if a woman has a child and she wants to get married or wants to find a father that's a good fit for her child, the job is that child needs a father figure. She wants a husband. That's the bottom line. But it's up to the man to say, am I going to do it or not? It would be wrong if every guy on the planet said, I'm just going to sleep with her and move on. If every man thought like that, she'll just be a ran-through baby mother. And the child wouldn't have a father figure. And we don't know what that child will become. If the bottom line is, if the ultimate goal is that child needs a father figure and that woman needs a husband, that's the job that needs to get done. That's the mission.
Well, that's up to the woman to put herself in position to say, you know what? I'm coming into this situation. I'm not going to call the child baggage, but I'm coming into this with something a little extra. And I got to be a little extra. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like a woman that come into it with children, she can't rest on her laurels. Most dudes look at women with kids as weekend sex. I'm just going to be 100 or, you know, throughout the week sex, but it ain't going to get no further than that. A lot of dudes, now some dudes might like women with children. Look, do your thing. I've dated plenty of women with children. Even fell in love with the damn kids. You know what I mean? But the point is, it depends on the woman. Some of these women were extraordinary. So it was an easy, you know, fit, right? Some of these women wasn't SHIT. So it's like, nah, I'm not going to attach myself to this. You know, we can have a little bit of fun, but that's pretty much it. So, you know, you got to understand that that's the woman's job to put herself in position to get a man that would be willing to be a father and a husband to her. So what that means, she got to be extraordinary. She have to put the work in like everybody else, like any man out here, like any person out here that want anything in life. You got to put the work in, which means staying out the club. Stop hoeing around on the weekend. Change your friends. Get around some mothers. Maybe go to church. Get around some good people. You know what I mean? A lot of women don't want to change their habits, but they want to reap the rewards from places that they haven't sown in. You know what I'm saying? You reap what you sow. Mm-hmm. So if a woman with a child or children wants a father for her kids, miss, you got to plant them seeds early. You got to be planting them seeds. And then at some point, whatever sprouts out, you can reap from that. A lot of women just want to say a prayer. Oh, Heavenly Father, drop me now. It don't work like that. You got to earn your way up to that.
Okay, so you're saying she needs to make the necessary sacrifices, more of a sacrifice to be more ideal to what any man would want in a woman.
I mean, yes. Like okay. She can't just rest on the fact that she a woman.
Right. Okay.
Maybe at some point of her life she could have did that. You know what I mean? But now she coming with a little extra, so you got to be a little extra. You got to compensate for that. What Tony Maceo say? You got to pay your taxes.
Right. Yeah.
We don't want to pay our taxes.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's not a knock on the woman. I'm not saying that she's a bad person, but if we're going to be real, you know, when we come into situations with baggage, yes, man, we got to pay a little bit of taxes here and there.
To be honest, I think men should have a tax of, if you were a promiscuous woman, you should be more sexual in the marriage than like kind of normal. I think that should be a enforced tax on women.
Hey, I'm not opposed to that.
But that's something that you got to think about. That's true. I side with the men on that. That's true. I think that the only women that should get a pass by saying, "Oh, you know, I'm not in it today," are the virgins or women that have less than 5 bodies.
Well, that'll never happen. But that's dead. But yeah, I think that
Izzy said kids are a lot of sexual partners.
Yeah, I think that a lot of women need to just keep in mind that you know, men are paying attention, and we don't want to feel like a sucker. You know, and that's just ego aside. We just want our proper due and proper respect. I'm talking about a balanced man. We just want to be respected. This is how men interpret love, through respect. You know what I mean? Men, we don't need the googly woogly butterflies. We want to be respected, and that's in every facet of the relationship. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, we got to be tyrants or whatever, but we just want that respect of a man, and most men can be content with that. But my issue throughout it all is, the vagina management once you get married. I have a major issue with that. I'm not saying that a man should be able to just, back in the day, a man could, what they call it, like marriage, RAPE, you know what I mean? Like, that was the time a man could just take it. I'm not like that extreme, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, if a man has to get up and go provide, when he get home, he should have a hot plate. You know what I'm saying? He should get his feet rubbed if he been on his feet all day. He should get some sex at night to help him heal and release his tension. You know what I mean?
Right.
At the end of the day, I feel like that. And, when the masculine and the feminine is in harmony, that's going to be fluid anyway. There's a fluidity that flow through functioning relationships. So what I'm saying is, if you in tune with the relationship, if you in tune with your femininity, if I'm in tune with my masculine, we already know the temperature, right? Mm-hmm. We already know the temperature of the crib. So, you know what I mean? If you walking around and I'm like, yeah, she want the Bozak. You know what I mean? She want the bees. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, cool. I already know. Or if I'm a little tense or whatever, all right, like he needs some healing today. Or, you know what I mean? We might need some intimacy. When the masculine and the feminine is in harmony with one another, you already locked in. You know what I mean? It's not this tug of war. Relationships is all about fluidity. When it's done properly, a lot of people don't understand that. When it comes to the look, all that negotiation, back and forth, and all of that stymies the relationship. It stops the fluidity. It stops the harmony. You know what I mean? It stops the energy that's flowing through. It stops it right there at the door. You know what I mean? And that means two people really aren't locked in. But two people have to do their job. You see what I'm saying? It's my job to make you feel secure. It's your job to make me feel secure. It's my job to protect you. Your job to protect my feelings. If both of us wake up and do our job, the relationship will be good, right?
Right.
But at some point, this is how it goes. Somebody tends to drop the ball and start allowing ghosts in the house. And this is when things get a little sketchy. But again, I don't think the husband is the beta. I'm saying women and their behaviors and how they move, make them feel like the beta.
And that's wrong. That is so wrong. You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
And I'm starting to realize, does respect come in the form of perks with men?
What?
And that's what I'm.
Is a pig's ass pork? See,
and it's so sad. I'm an older young woman that I'm starting to. It's clicking now. It's so sad, but it's clicking now. So you're saying that respect comes in the form as perks, kind of like not
exclusive to perks, but a man want his perks,
right? Like let's say in the military, right? Don't the generals and stuff, don't they get better food and they eat in a better?
They eat the different dining hall, all of that.
So everything is just better.
They eating steaks, we eating MREs.
So that's why men feel bad when they're not getting
bad. I'm saying
perks. On a sexual.
I know what you're saying, but feel bad is the wrong term. I'm saying
let down.
You putting me in a place where you may not know. You making me feel like less of a man. Now, a lot of men not gonna say it like that, but this is how y'all make us feel. You making us feel, not you personally, but
I don't.
But
I do my job.
Indeed. But I'm saying that women, y'all make us feel like less of a man. You know what I'm saying? When these things happen, once y'all start the vagina management on a husband, you know what I mean? And the husband peep it. Like, there's no way if the husband's in tune, he peep it. And it's like, yo, man, like, what's up with this? And just like I said earlier, it's never a negotiation when a man has to do his role. When got to get out here and freaking clean out a dumpster or I got to take your car to the car wash and whatever it is that a man got to do is just like it got to be done. Hold on. And as a man, I am proud to do that. Whatever I got to do. Hey, if I can't afford my rent this month, I'm gonna get out here, hustle, and scrape up this money to do what I got to do. But stop. And what I'm saying is, when it comes to the women, why do women get all the excuse? Oh, I don't feel like it. I got a headache. Da. So I'm giving 100, and you giving 40%. 3 days a week. The other 2 days a week, you might give 75. But to me, this is why a lot of men. I'm serious. You laughing? This is why a lot of men are opting out, because they peeping the games that women are playing, and it's like, and I'm talking about the balanced men, the men of intent, the righteous men. I'm not talking about the savages. You see what I'm saying? So it's I'm sure you will know. So at the end, at the end of the day, I gotta side with the men, because y'all women, some of y'all walk down the aisle and y'all be like, yes, cause y'all damn near praying for his demise, cause y'all know the games y'all about to start playing. You was out with your girls a couple nights before the wedding. Y'all was talked about like, girl, he think he gonna get this anal 3 nights a week. He got another thing coming. I ain't waking up sucking no dick. Women, I've heard women talk like this. I've heard women speak like this, like he got another thing coming, and he think he gonna be up in this vagina, da. But a man can't say, yo, I'm only paying the rent 6 months out the year. A man can't say that, or if the grass need to be cut, or you got to clean out the gutters or take the trash out. A man can't say, fuck that. I'm only paying the rent for 4 months of the year. You kiss my ass.
I'm trying to figure out, where was all this when my left AirPod fell in the toilet and I told you.
You trying to make this. I'm not digging in the toilet for no fucking AirPod.
But
it's just something I'm not gonna do. You drop your AirPod in the toilet, you get it.
That's wrong. Hell no.
That's a personal matter. Man, you better go get one of them pool cleaning things, man. I'm not fucking with that shit, man. You got me twisted. But that's insane. But like I was saying, so look. Cause I want to bring this back down to a good energy.
Okay.
I like harmony. Like you kind of get my vibe. You know my vibe. I'm big on I'm big on harmony, and I like to keep it like that. You see what I'm saying? I do my job to keep harmony. You even say I beat a dead horse.
You do. Cause
I like to communicate. I
like dead.
But we both leave with an understanding, right?
That's true.
And if we can understand each other as much as we can, all the other shit won't matter, because I know why you might feel some way. You know why I feel some type of way, because we got the understanding. See, we're not used to communicating as people. We used to going to the corner, pouting, acting up. No. We gonna sit at this table and we gonna talk as long as it freaking take. You say I beat a dead horse, I'ma spank that horse, and I'ma spank it some more. Until we get an understanding. That way, we won't allow ghosts in the house.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because once our mind play tricks on us, it's over.
That's
you dig?
True.
So what I'm saying is, I like fluidity, I like harmony, I like peace, and I like order. But it's not, on a tyrant level. It's on a level that we both can function. You see what I'm saying? We're not stepping on each other's toes. We're not getting on each other's nerves. We both can function in this environment that I created of order. Before I got to the environment, it was in disarray. What was the first thing I did?
You established order.
I established order. And you see how everything grew from that.
You really did straighten me out.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not even trying to, this ain't even about that. I'm just keeping it real. As a man, the masculine is really in charge of cultivating the feminine. It's my job to bring the best out of you. I'm invested in you in a relationship and as an individual. Every time you got to win in life, I pop a bottle.
Hell yeah.
All the fucking champagne in the refrigerator.
Vice versa.
Every time you get a small victory in life, because I want to see you grow individually too. And You like to see me grow. Every time I get a victory, we pop a bottle. And then we come together, we have bigger victories. So we can operate in the known, which is what we know about each other. But we can operate individually in the unknown without the fear.
Right.
Hold on.
You're right.
I'm not scared when you leave the house. Give a fuck about that. Because I know you'll be back.
Right.
And even if you don't come back, I mean, nothing I can do about it. So my mind, excuse me, my mind don't go to these places. I can operate in the unknown. So for me, it's my pleasure to watch you grow as a woman.
Wow.
Seriously, to watch you grow and your mind expand and your dreams come true. Watch you manifest things, and I'm proud of you. As a man, I'm invested, and it has nothing to do with me. I was just there to advise and assist. You needed my help? Cool. Sometimes I'll back up. I'm going to let you do it yourself. And every time I watch you get a victory, I pop a bottle. And vice versa. So I operate in the known, but I can operate in the unknown.
You can controlling the unpredictable, which is the unknown.
No. I adjust to the unpredictable.
Adjust to the
I don't try to control anything. Control is not my thing. I'm malleable. I adjust. You know, we can't control nothing but ourselves. I adjust to the unpredictable because I understand. I mean, we human. We both come with shit. We got past. You know what I mean? Every day not going to be a good day. But the thing is to keep the flow.
Right. Okay. I see.
Once the flow is interrupted, man, we tend to have issues.
And we also have to understand that the natural order of things of a relationship, it goes through a cycle of harmony, disharmony, and repair. That's the cycle it goes through. So as much as we love the harmonious, melodic feeling, you know, we also have to remember, because it's life, there's going to be disharmony. And then there's the repairing. And then it goes back to harmony. And it goes to, and that's how it goes. That's the cycle of the relationship.
It's like this, man. We're going to wind it down. It's like this. You know, and I speak on this often, but I got to beat up the dead horse. You know what I mean? Look, can two people respect and love each other in their own freedom in a relationship?
Yes.
A lot of people get into relationships and lose their identity, right? Men do it, women do it. I would probably lean more to the women that lose their identity in the relationships, but it happens to both sides. A lot of people think you get into a relationship and somebody got to shrink. Nah, I feel like you get into a relationship and we both expand, but I don't operate in fear. Meaning, if you would ever go out and become the governor of Texas, that's a victory for me. And I'm gonna be right there to support you. I'm not tripping. I don't. The moment I hold you back, I don't respect your individuality. Now, hold on. Let me kick it. Now you got to understand, relationships come with protocol and certain things. You know, everything is not permissible. You know, right. There's a certain etiquette and rules that come with it. Right. But I'm talking about the identity. Once I take your identity away from you, you ain't got nothing left. And you're going to start to resent me. I've been through this too many times with women. You're not going to like me no more. Those googly eyes you got when I'm walking around with no shirt on, you're going to look at me in disgust. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I took away your identity, whether it was directly or indirectly, because I was all about control. No. I'm about freedom. Right. Because I trust, I've gotten to know you, I've gotten to respect you, and I know that you can govern yourself. You can control. I trust that you're going to do the right thing until you show me otherwise. Anything small, I can handle that. But until you show me that I can't trust you, I'm rocking with you. And vice versa. I do everything I do for you to trust me, right or wrong.
That's right.
We do our job. So if we wake up every day and do our job, what's the problem? Now, at the end of the day, I know a lot of dudes, right? a lot of men having issues with the control aspects. They want a woman to bend to their will, and I've been there, done that. That shit don't work long term. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tony Maceo, man. He up in the spinat.
Shout out to Tony.
I know a lot of men having issues with this control thing. I get it, right? They're having an issue with the submission thing. And I talked about this on my live stream this morning. And see, here's the thing. Let's kick it, right? Me and you, right? We ain't even worry about the camera. We're going to have an intimate conversation. When me and you started kicking it and getting close and closer and closer over time.
Real close.
And you started to reveal things to me. It didn't come from me controlling and making you do it. It came from me protecting and loving you and letting you know this is a safe place to just be. Just be. Whatever you are, however you are, whatever it is. And, you know, you came to me with things I never thought you would come to me with. But a lot of people get it wrong. I've been talking about getting a woman's mask off for 3 years. Nobody listened. I'm like, dog, I don't look at you as inferior. I don't look at you as beneath me. You my best friend. We like this. We do everything together. The feminine is not beneath the masculine. When me and you work in tandem, there's nothing we don't accomplish, right or wrong.
That's right.
But the moment I switch my mindset, if it ever was to happen, and I think you beneath me, we ain't got nothing left. You're not beneath me.
That's true.
We side by now. We got different roles. You see what I'm saying? Our roles aren't going to be the same, but the masculine and feminine works in harmony. Yeah. It has to. And I've noticed with a lot of dudes, they literally got the disposition that women are beneath them.
Yeah.
And they carry their energy and they act like, and I understand why women run the other way when these guys come.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because they don't know how to flow with it. You're never going to flow with something that you think is beneath you, that you don't have respect for. You got a disdain for. You think she should just, it's like, dog, you're not getting women because you don't like women. Let's keep it a buck. You're having a hard time with women in certain areas because you just don't understand. Like, look, if you let somebody be, they're going to show you who they are. The moment I try to control you, you're just going to turn into an actor or actress.
Yeah, that's true. We're equal, but not the same.
You said, well, I'm just saying the masculine and feminine has to work in tandem. That's it.
Yeah.
It's certain things that, you know, a woman not going to be equal to a man or vice versa. I can't give birth or whatever, but they got to work in tandem. It has to. And that's the mindset you got to have. And I've been noticed a lot of dudes have issues with the control. Oh, she ain't submit to me. Nigga, it's been 30 days. You ain't offer the fucking girl anything. Submit to what? You ain't build a treehouse. But at the end of the day, a lot of dudes don't understand. You'll get everything your heart desire from a woman once you allow her to be free. Now, I'm not saying let her do whatever she want to do. That's not what I'm saying. Allow this woman to be who she is. She'll show you who she is in due time.
Why do people fear letting people be free?
Because that's a good question. It's one of those things like, one, a lot of people don't really accept themselves, a lot of aspects about themselves. So, for instance, if you got talents, right, some of your talents can strike up my insecurities. Or hell, you might just wake up too damn happy one day. You see what I'm saying? For real.
You did say I sleep too good.
A little bit too good. like you might just wake up a little bit too happy one day. And I'm like, yo, I mean, like, why you so happy? Why you walking around smelling dandelions? And why you picking roses or whatever? Yeah. Because it struck something in my heart. You see what I'm saying? Like, damn, I can't be like that. So it made me feel some type of way. Now, if I'm just as free as you, we'll have a blessed day. The day will be great. A lot of people are scared of other people's freedom because we don't trust that you can govern yourself. And you know what I mean? And it's nothing but fear. And this is why, you know, it's very important to build trust. I don't think people realize, and that is, it's important to build trust and to be a trustworthy person. But what I'm saying is, a lot of women don't trust that a man can go out and come home and do the right thing. And vice versa. A lot of men don't feel that a woman can govern themselves without, some kind of monitor. You know what I mean? And it keeps people in a place of suspicion. That's fucking up the energy, the harmony, the fluidity. It keeps people in a paranoia. That's fucking up your body, your stress levels, and all of that shit. It's like, dog, you got to let go. You have to let go.
Shout out to Tony. He said because they haven't learned to be free.
I mean, that's a fact, because, look, we all been indoctrinated with something. Like, every thought that we have comes from something we seen, observed, heard, whatever, right? You know what I mean? A lot of us came from messed up, fucked up environments with grimy people, da-da-da-da-da. So, we used to seeing grimy shit, but everybody isn't like that. It's like, nah, that's just the people in your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Or themselves. Like, if they think, what would I do in that position? I would do this. So they, I guess, inflict that mentality on the other person.
Yeah, like they go ahead and project it on somebody else.
Sorry, yeah, that's the better word.
So, like, my thing is, until somebody show you that they can't be trusted, you got to give some people the benefit of, that's the only way it's going to work, man. You got to give some people the benefit of the doubt. Look. And I talked about this at the last summit in Houston. And I don't want to get too deep, but love is the ultimate revealer of everything. A lot of people don't understand the power of love. And I know it's kind of corny to talk about, but the more love is present, I'm talking about the energy of love, not the googly butterflies. I'm talking about the energy of it. I'm talking about the exchange. Love is experienced through the exchange. You know what I'm saying? I could love you all day, or you could love me, but we're not exchanging anything. It's experienced through the exchange, right? And this is how we feel it. This is how we know it's present. Love is going to reveal every dark crevice, it's going to bring you out of the darkness anyway. Why? Because when love is present, it's permission to just be. That's it. I can be myself around you. A lot of people don't know how goofy I am. I'm laughing all day. A lot of people don't know the corny movies I watch. Why? Because you create an environment for me where I can be. Niggas probably think I listen to hip hop all day and I'm watching all kind of, no. I really don't. Love reveals all that. Not control. Love is about freedom. Love is about truth. And when love is present, it's going to outshine all of that. And you'll feel safe to come forward with that. I think a lot of dudes got it wrong. When love is not present and it ain't nothing but control, you're going to go deeper into your secrets, deeper into your concealment. We go deeper into these dark places because we're not going to get vulnerable with you. I can't trust this person. It ain't safe. Love ain't present. When love is present, you'll see in due time, everything gets revealed. It's like a light. You know, if you read the Bible, God said, I am the truth, the way, and the light. You know what I mean? It's like a light. And you'll come out slowly but surely because now you feel safe to be yourself. And the more you can be yourself and comfortable, the better you'll be to me. The better you'll be for us. The better you'll be for the family. The more you go into concealment as a human being, as a woman, whatever, the less you're going to be to me. The more dysfunctional you're going to be. The more resentment you're going to have. Love going to reveal all of that. And that's how it's supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes trying to figure out why I ain't getting submission, you got to look into your heart. You got to look. Do you really have the proper intentions for that woman? Can she feel it? Does she feel safe when you're around? Does she feel the love from you? Does she feel that she can come as she is and you won't harshly judge her? You won't keep her prisoner to her past. Nobody deserves that. I'm not saying we got freedom to choose. I'm not saying you got to be with that person. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, your past is your past. You see what I'm saying? So either I'm going to accept it or not. But if I love you, it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So we got it. A lot of dudes got it all wrong. They having these hours conversations on submission. I'm like, dog, y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Love will reveal all that. Just give it some time. And it's experienced through the exchange. The man and the woman got to be in harmony. Y'all got to be in sync. You know what I mean? All these things will come to you. It's nothing you got to ask for. If you still talking or asking for submission, you don't know what you're doing. Dog, you can love your way through submission. This woman will come out her shell. This woman will be herself. This woman will grow. You know what I mean? Her esteem will get built. She'll feel more beautiful. Everything that comes with love, she'll come out the closet a lot more.
It's almost like a child that you meet and you are yourself, but you created an environment where they could come to you for anything. The first time you meet that child, they'll probably be closed off because they don't know who the hell you are. And then the second time they see you, and because of who you are, they'll open up. They'll start showing their personality. They'll start just, and you'll be like, oh, okay. And you'll be flattered that they even opened up to you because of who you were.
Everybody moves on security. Everybody got to feel secure, man. Right. You know what I mean? Men too.
They want to make sure there's no booby traps.
You know what I mean?
They gotta scan the room.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I didn't want to get too deep, but I just think a lot of dudes, I'm talking about, and this is for the balanced dudes. This ain't for the hardcore red pillars. This is for dudes that want harmony in their life. Yo, man, you're never going to get what you ultimately want from a woman, you know what I mean, without the fundamentals, man. Forgiveness, truth. I mean, Jesus Christ, you're not going to have nothing without the fundamentals. I know everybody want to have game, top shelf game. I know everybody got a mouthpiece. Fuck with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I could show the work. At the end of the day, everybody got this and that, but they can't show you shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, you could say that again.
Everybody got this and that, but they can't show you nothing.
Yeah.
I can actually show you something functional because I put the work in. Look, man, it's simple. I'm not even, we got to bounce, man, but I think that if a lot of dudes get rid of a lot of shit that they've been taught, starting with, you know, the feminine being beneath them and the women are beneath them, and I mean just that whole mentality and mindset, you know what I mean, and just start to just be cool, just deal with people how they are, you know what I'm saying, get rid of the ego, get rid of the bullshit, you know what I'm saying, just get some real, you got to reshape your heart, get some real love in your life, you got to liquidate your mind. It's about a reshaping of your heart and how you look at people. This is bigger than just women and shit, especially for black men, getting rid of that king's disease. You know what I mean? I think that if a lot of dudes start there and just learn to relate, now you're talking about relationships, learn to relate to a woman. And then you're going to need, you know, the compassion and the empathy and, you know, all of these things that women need, because women are very random. You got to be able to go into every bag when you're dealing with a woman because you don't know her emotional state. But if you only one way, then, you know, you're going to have a hard time with that woman. That woman never going to lock in and be secure with you.
And that's another thing. Another thing that a lot of people do is corrupt people's ideas. And I think that we got to stop doing that. Like if someone tells you their truth about how they feel about something, you want to corrupt it by a lot of people do that. I don't think we notice how much we do it, and that's wrong. I just thought about that.
So, you know, I'm not going to hold everybody up on this Father's Day, man. You know, I just wanted to kick it for a minute, but you know, I'm starting to like these more mature adult conversations. Mm-hmm. You know, we're going to call it the grown and sexy crowd. Real talk, because I think that we need to get into some mechanics and dynamics of relationships that make it work. You know, we could talk all day about why they're not working, but, you know, let's talk about how to make them work. You know what I mean? I would like to have more of these conversations because that is, you know, an art to relating and getting along. It starts with the fundamentals and then you build your way up. And it's not complicated. It's not being selfish. It's, you know what I mean? It's getting out of your ego. It should be an egoless exchange. is actually caring about somebody. You know what I mean? It's about being invested in somebody outside yourself. It's about managing your expectations. It's about being righteous, man. You know, every day ain't perfect, but there's no relationship without forgiveness either. I know we so quick to cut people off and, oh, fuck that, I'm gonna do me, and well, that's not how the old timers did it. They forgave each other. Tony Maceo said, oh, 60% less niggatry, and instead of trying to shame women into surrendering pussy. That's a Snapple top fact. You know what I'm saying?
Why, surrendering vagina. When was the last time a woman gave you vagina because she honored you and she respected you versus you shaming her into doing it or making her feel bad? Or do you know how many women lie and say that they're on their period because they don't want to sleep with you guys? You got to really think about the environment you're setting. Are you even doing what you supposed to do as a man? You just asking for stuff.
Half these niggas never built the lemonade stand. I'm not talking about submission. The only niggas that can ask for submission is niggas that deserve it. Half these niggas never built the skateboard ramp. I mean, this stuff is a joke. I don't even take that serious no more, because the guys that's out here putting in the work, they really ain't gotta ask for it like that. I just think that respect should be reciprocated, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, a woman has to know that men, we understand love through respect, and as a man, you gotta earn that. It's just that simple. Yeah. Everything else will fall in place.
I think the masculine and feminine, it was built on a man being that way. Like, we are designed to submit to a man that's that.
Indeed.
Like, it's a natural thing. So if you ain't doing it, then that's the natural order of things of not getting your what you want.
Man, look. One more thing. The new currency out here too is, because a lot of these niggas is meatheads. Mm-hmm. The new currency for women a lot of times is just a man that know how to communicate and understand them. Mm-hmm. Like, real talk. A lot of dudes turned into meatheads. Mm-hmm. Like, seriously. Like, they don't even know how to articulate their points. They don't even know how to really speak to women. They don't know the tone. A lot of dudes have turned into meatheads. And, like, even myself, a lot of women that I've spoke to through my years, I've always gotten compliments on my communication. Mm-hmm. I've always gotten compliments on how I spoke to them and communicated with them. You know what I'm saying? And that was always a delight for me, because I never thought that I was the most articulate guy, but I'm like, shit, I'm better than half these niggas. Yeah. Because they meatheads. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm like, dog, that's the new currency for a lot of women, because real talk, like, y'all not really cultivating a lot of women the way y'all should, man. A lot of dudes not taking that leadership role. Appreciate that Cash App, Super Sly. So,
you're right.
And happy Father's Day to you too, bro.
A lot of women, the reason why they're so into trying to do everything to get what they want from a man, meaning like a commitment, trying to find out what they can do to get that, is because they do not feel loved. They are trying to figure out if the guy even loves them, because they lack the communication skills needed in order to reassure her that she's loved.
No, that's true, but a lot of these niggas got King's disease. A lot of these niggas, because they got into all of these alternate religions, and we seen them niggas on the corner in New Orleans. Remember them Hebrew Israelite niggas? Mm-hmm. A lot of these niggas that got off into that, and then they got off into this red pill shit. So a lot of undeserving niggas walk around with their chests out, and they feel like they don't have to communicate. They like, it should be already done. They don't have to put in the work. And, that may work every now and then, but dog, certain things in life just has to be earned. You're not going to get everything on a silver platter. So I think a lot of these niggas suffer from King's disease. They actually let it go to their head, and it's like, dog, you know, the woman that tell you who you are, give it time. Remember when we was in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of like the moment where you was like, you know, you him or whatever.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
But you know how long it took me to get that?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not even gonna get into that.
Nah, we could.
No, we gotta go. But I'm saying, what I'm saying is, I did my job, and eventually you came to me and was like, you know, I'm paraphrasing, like, you him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was waiting on that crowning moment because I was like, yo, I'm putting in my work, but you came and was like, yo,
I see you. I know you.
like, yeah. This is da-da-da-da. And I didn't have to ask for that. You know what I'm saying? It came, it fell in my lap. Like, you know what I mean?
Literally on your lap.
Well, you know, yeah, all of
But
that stuff, it fell into my lap. But I had to put in work to gain the trust and all of that shit. And I had to be consistent and everything that I was supposed to do. And the shit just fell into my lap.
And that's what it means by making the necessary sacrifices to get what you want. And that's why I remember saying this before. There's a reason why in a lot of stories they go the treasures is behind the dragon. When you have to slay the dragon in order to get the treasures, why you think they put the treasures behind the damn dragon? To protect it, the treasures. You know, it's not just a mythical thing. It's there's a meaning behind all of these stories that we see. You know, so.
No, I can dig it, man. I can dig it. So, you know, I put my work in, and I want my perks.
But you are getting your perks, right?
I want my perks. I want my perks. But nah, I think this was a good little chop up, man. Shout out to all the fathers on Father's Day, man. Hopefully, you know, look, somebody can get some insight from this podcast, man. I think we, you know, we had some more grown up conversations about relationships, man, because they aren't easy. It's not easy allowing somebody in your space and vice versa. It's not easy, just getting along with somebody every day. But there's a way that you can go about it, and it could be beneficial for both people, not just one person, because the person that feel like they're shrinking, at some point they're gonna explode.
You know what I also noticed? When has there been a time, have you noticed that love and sacrifice go kind of hand in hand?
Yeah.
And I think we feel like love should be by itself. Like love, understanding go hand in hand. Love and sacrifice go hand in hand. Sacrifice and understanding are the two things that should be in your tool of life. Because it goes hand in hand with love.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, it's a very dangerous thing to live a life just thinking about yourself all the time. That's a very dangerous place to be. You're not going to grow. I mean, a lot of things are not going to blossom in your life. You know what I mean? Your heart is not going to be developed the way you need to. You know, you're not going to have the nutrients that you need to move forward, man. I believe that. Just constantly think about yourself. So, you know what I mean? Love is the ultimate sacrifice. You know what I mean? Because true love means, yo, I'm going to give for you. I'm going to do for you, even if you never give it back. You see what I'm saying? Even if you never give it back, that's a pure heart. A lot of us got to reshape our hearts, man. And I know it's tough. We've been through shit. We all dealt with grimy people, but you have to give people a chance, because we all have the power to leave, is what I'm saying. You give somebody a fair chance, a fair one. You ain't got to overdo it, just a fair shot for them to do what they got to do. If it don't work, you have the option to leave. I think that's as best as it's going to get. But you cannot build a foundation on suspicion, paranoia, you know what I mean, monetization, all these. You can't. That's not a foundation. That's fear, and that will soon crumble. You gotta allow people to just be themselves, and they'll show you who they are, and you make your decision on how you're gonna move forward. I think that's about as best as it's gonna get. But it's only gonna happen when you give people space. You can't control nobody into getting what you want.
That's true.
So let's go ahead and roll out, man. Let's go ahead and skedaddle. Thank you, co-host I love to do the most, man. Rose, you did a great job today. Proud of you. You did.
Thank you. You pulled on my heartstrings. I almost started crying.
Oh God. But shout out to everybody, man, for the Father's Day wishes and all of that stuff, man. I hope y'all enjoying y'all day. I hope y'all get a real good meal or something out of the deal.
Ooh, I have a question. Sorry.
Please, let's make it the last.
Okay, last question. Maybe it's a statement. I do not like the statement, what's understood don't gotta be explained. The reason why I don't like it is because sometimes things aren't understood and some things gotta be explained. And a lot of men have that mentality.
It's for the people that it applies to. Like, you know, it's like a lingo. You know what I mean? Like, you talking to people that speak the lingo. Like, nobody would say that to a person that don't, I would assume, that don't speak the lingo. So if I'm talking to one of my guys and I know we on the same accord, I'm like, yo, what's understood ain't got to be explained. But he know the lingo. So we already so in tune that we know what's up. We know the play. We know the next move. But if I'm talking to, maybe if I'm speaking to you about something, I would never say that because you don't know all the lingo yet. And you know what I mean? So I don't think a person was, I think that's irresponsible if somebody would, but I would only say that to one of my dudes because we locked in. You know what I mean? We locked in. But
all right, yeah, that was the last thing.
Yeah, lazy nigga talk. I get it.
No, you wouldn't believe how many men say that in relationships to women.
Well, that's why they losers.
But anyway, bye guys.
There you go.
Happy Father's Day.
You're a little comfortable on the mic. But anyway, man, hey man, shout out to everybody, man. We'll be right back. Today's Sunday, man. We'll be right back on Tuesday with another dose of hot fire for y'all, man. And you know, I think you know, we like to entertain and I like to have fun, but you know, have a little bit more adult conversations from time to time. More in-depth insight on some things that I see that a lot of brothers are doing wrong. And you know, for the ones that want to use it, they can use it. For the ones that don't, hey, you don't have to. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, but it's a lot deeper than what we trying to say. You know, a lot of these relationship issues and control issues, and you know, a lot of that shit got to be flushed out, man. You know, because honestly, from my estimation, a lot of dudes don't want a wife or whatever. A lot of dudes want somebody that they can control, and that's why they so mad. So, peace.